Am I the butthole for telling my stepsister she can't keep using the death of her mother as an excuse for everything? So I, female 18, live with my brother, male 19, my mom, her husband, and his daughter, female 18. My stepsister's mom passed away during childbirth. From what I've been told, she never had a mother figure in her life. I felt for her, I really did. But around 16, it got really old when she got away with crap because she used the death of her mom as an excuse. My mom remarried when I was 13, by the way. It turned from small things she got away with to larger things. For instance, when we were 14, she completely trashed my room after she lost in a game of Uno. Everything in my room from posters to my bed sheets were ruined. Her dad gave me $10 and said I shouldn't take it to heart because she was upset from not having a mother figure. Another one, my brother got his first car at 17 and she wanted him to take her to see friends, go shopping, and just treat him like a personal Uber. He said no, so she scratched it up with a something and it was ruined. Again, my mom and her dad said she's just not in the right mindset because she misses her mom. Today, my brother and I were going to see my dad for his birthday. We made a cake for him and got him a custom blanket with a picture of his dog who passed a few weeks ago. As we're getting ready to go, my stepsister complained to her dad about us getting to leave out during the pandemic, but she's not allowed to see her friends. We told her we were only going to see my dad and coming back, and it was just the three of us, not a large group of friends. She got mad and stormed off, and we didn't think much of it. It was stupid of me, but I left the blanket downstairs not thinking much about it, and when I went back down, it had bleach on it and the cake was sort of smashed by a ketchup bottle in the fridge. Even though it had a top over it. I already knew it was her and asked WTF was wrong with her. Both my brother and I were upset and it just turned into a screaming match. My mom came down to see what was happening and she started fake crying and said it hurts seeing them get to visit their dad, but I can't visit my mom, I miss her so much, it's not fair. Surprisingly enough, my mom got upset with her, but her dad came in and told us it wasn't a big deal and we could just get a new one. He continued with, she just misses her mom a lot, cut her some slack. I finally lost it and told her she can't keep using the death of her mom because it was not a valid excuse. I kind of got into detail how she was just being a bitch and I was not letting this slide. She stormed off crying, as usual, and her dad wants me to apologize because I'd never understand the pain of losing a parent. I said I wasn't apologizing and my brother stood by my side. AITA? Edit. Whoa. Wow. I did not expect this many replies. Firstly, thanks to everyone for the suggestions, especially the petty ones, haha. So, my stepsister doesn't see a therapist because her dad doesn't believe in shrinks. I see a therapist and told him it helped me and it could help her, but he refused. And I'm no professional, so I can't speak about if she's got something wrong mentally. I have had several talks with my mom and her husband about how my stepsister is, especially when they aren't around, and they always say it's no big deal. As a lot of you stated already, my brother has said how could she miss her mom when she didn't even know her, and he was grounded for a month, so I knew better than to say that. I think I will get the authorities involved because I have pictures of the blanket and her admitting to doing it and not caring. I'm going to give her dad a chance to pay for it, but if he doesn't, I'm going to go about doing that. I'm already sure he's not going to pay for it because it was super expensive. My brother and I initially stayed because there was no issues until yesterday. I think I speak for both of us when I say I've had enough. My dad found out what happened and he got mad at my mom, and now my mom is mad at me for telling my dad, sort of like a chain reaction, haha. I think I've covered all of the questions, but if I didn't, let me know. Not the butthole. I get that losing a parent is a big deal. However, she never knew her mother and the world is going to hit her on her rump when she leaves home and ends up potentially getting arrested. That's what I was looking for. The dad created this issue by not finding a way to deal with this in childhood. She continues behaving this way because everyone lets her and it is her normal. How does she have friends if this is how she acts when someone disagrees with her? She can be smart enough to know if she abuses her friends it wouldn't be tolerated. She knows she can get away with it with her step-siblings. Or she just burns through friends. Hey, this is what my older sister does. It's like night and day when she's with her friends versus with my siblings and me. She's genuinely abusive and my parents don't even give excuses for her, they just yell at us if we fight back, but she gets a free pass to call me actual slurs as long as it doesn't get loud enough for them to be bothered me it. I literally don't understand how they can turn the other way when she full-on slaps me but freaks out if I defend myself. Buttholes. Edit. This turned into a rant. Apologies. Lol. Edit 2. I always think of Reddit as impersonal, but all the replies and the award really hit hard. It means a lot to know I'm not alone and I'm not overreacting. Thank you guys. I'm sorry that your parents allow this to happen. It sounds really abusive. If you need someplace to rant or get advice, try r/JustKnowFamily. Everyone there is so nice and can sometimes make you feel better even if there's not something immediate you can do about your situation. Reddit link. I would rant too, if I were in your situation. My brother straight up tried stabbing me and my sisters with knives as kids. He also, when I was pregnant, babysitting them, me 17 at the time, him 14 to 15, and little sister 10, and he grabbed his darts and tried throwing them at my sister and only stopped when I fully had to cover my stomach and step between them so he didn't hit her with a dart, because the last one almost got her eye, missed by a couple inches, and he competed in tournaments. He could have hit her if he was trying. That was the last time I babysat. I had said that many times before, like when my brother shoved me down the stairs to stop him from punching my little sister. I was 15 and had bruised ribs from the fall. My mom always made excuses for my brother and my dad mostly just stayed out of it. Here's to crafty childhoods, clinking glasses. Look up golden child and narcissistic. You might see some things that resonate with you. The dad created this issue. Oh, so very, very much. Technically, you can't miss what you never had. I have literally no memory of my biological father, but growing up, no one ever offered up not knowing him as an excuse for toxic behavior. Her father is the one that taught her to behave this way. Very, very true. I was adopted by my aunt at a very young age and I have no feelings towards either of my biological parents because there was no relationship between them to create feelings at all. I understand that at some points in life people who grew up without a biological parental figure might be mad or angry that they never got to meet them and might think that it's unfair that they had to grow up without a parent while others didn't, but original poster said that their stepsister used the term "I miss her so much," which from experience just isn't realistic. Technically, you can't miss what you never had. I think you can see all of your friends and classmates' moms and realize you're missing something important in your life. That doesn't excuse treating people who have moms like garbage though. Honestly, it feels her dad is using the death of his wife as an excuse for his failures in parenting. It's not his fault, and his daughter misses her mother. Of course, in doing so he only failed his daughter more, as she is constantly being enabled. And unless her father is rich and powerful enough to protect her for the rest of her life, she is almost certainly going to crash and burn. I'm betting he'll spend his twilight years with that spoiled thing living with and off him because she's never been able to function in the world. He not only didn't deal with it, he likely initiated it. As a young child, she would not have known to be upset over it, as having only a father would have been her normal. The adults in her life made a big deal out of and taught her to use it as a crutch. When my mom died, the adults fawning over me and telling me how to feel about it was what I hated most. They think they're helping and trying to make things better, but they're not. Not the butthole. Time to move in with dad, up. Either way, just because you've had to deal with some stuff does not entitle you to treat others poorly. I don't care what kind of trauma people go through, it's never a green light to be a jerk. If she's having such issues, she needs to go to therapy to work through them and get better. Otherwise, she will have serious trouble if she tries pulling this crap with other people. When she enters the real adult world, the "my mom died" excuse isn't going to fly. Yeah, also my friend never got to know her father. He died in an accident before she was born and she never behaves like a butthole, and also it's not an excuse. Same. In grade school I had a friend whose dad died in an accident. I'm not sure exactly how old she was, pretty young, because we were just in grade school. But her little sister was so young that she didn't remember him at all. Sucks, and I'm sure at each life stage they grieve all over again. But they weren't mean little monsters. That was dad's fault when stepsister was younger, but she's an adult now and she's responsible for her actions. She's going to wind up with criminal charges if she keeps this crap up, and she's going to have a hard life full of drama. Hell, I used to know 2 girls whose dad murdered their mom. Their younger brother wasn't even a year old when it happened. I cannot even fathom going through that, losing both your parents, essentially. But they were raised by their amazing grandparents and grew up to be the nicest people. I used to work with both of the girls and they were super close and so great. Their dad got out of prison while we were working together, but they wanted nothing to do with him, and even then, they remained really great people. One of them works in the criminal justice system with youthful offenders, trying to rehabilitation them/get them on the right path. The other is a veterinarian who helps animals. Not sure about the brother, I didn't know him. I know you can't compare tragedies or the way people grieve, it's all different, but lots of people have had sadness and loss in their lives and manage not to be awful people. Her dad is a huge failure of a parent for enabling this, but at some point, she is responsible for her own behavior. Yup. I lost my dad to murder when I was 6 months old. My mother then turned to drugs and men, making my life hell as a child because of all the things I was exposed to. And I don't around acting like this. Maybe I don't understand because I haven't lost a parent, but this. How can you miss someone you never knew? You have no connection to them. Well, hearing stories about them helps us feel closer to those we didn't get the chance to know ourselves. And sometimes more than anything, you miss their place in your life. Like you're supposed to have a mother to cry on, go to for this or that, etc., but you don't get that all, so you mourn for something you never got to experience, and sometimes that's bigger than the mourning for the person themselves. Like, here's the thing. Stepsister has some crap to deal with, but the biggest butthole by far is the dad for not actually being a parent and enabling this crap that she's doing. And what about the mother? She is also a big butthole. She is prioritizing the step over her own kids. This is insane. Yep, this is how you get kids who want to stay with their other parent instead of with a parent who remarried. It's not even prioritizing, just be fair. I've lost my mom too. It doesn't give me an excuse to destroy someone else's things and be a butthole. And if she's really so torn up about her mom that she can't go through normal life actions without being such a butthole, then the dad needs to get her into therapy and stop coddling her. Not doing her any favors. Once she gets into the real world, oh, I'm sad about my mom who died 16 years ago, isn't going to save her from consequences. That last part. I got heated just reading this post. I know plenty of people that have lost loved ones and just moved on. I get that there may be issues, but to be honest, she didn't have a relationship with her mom. She just grew up knowing that was a get out of jail free card if she cried after she said it. Not the butthole. Not only that, but it was 16 years ago during childbirth. In the end, I'm not trying to seem like a bad guy, but I'm just saying, the stepsister never had a relation with the mother. They never bonded, never had a conversation with each other. She grew up without a mother. I understand maybe at the age of 11 to 14 it may hurt, because she is learning about what really happened and she starts to feel more emotions, but now it is just her using it as an excuse for everything. You won't let me come? Key your goddamn car, or I'll destroy your crap. I lose in effing Uno? I'm going to destroy your room. What are you going to do about it? I can always just say my mother is dead and I'm healing. So I completely agree with not the butthole and that the step is an ass, but you are way off in your whole first paragraph. My dad died when I was 4. I obviously don't remember him. However, sometimes what hurts the most is not remembering. Knowing that I have no memories of him and all I have to go on are other people's stories. I had a therapist tell me when I was a kid that as I mature and my ability to comprehend my loss increased, I would mourn again at each new life stage. This has absolutely been true for me. I'm lucky enough that my mom had me in therapy right away. I'm lucky that she married someone who made me a priority and adopted me. I'm very lucky. But if I had been raised by her dad? I'd like to think I'd not be like that daughter, but who knows? Her dad is completely terrible, but if she never went through therapy and her dad has been like this her whole life, this is learned behavior on her part. The dad has parented wrong her whole life. Original poster and her brother should definitely stand their ground and keep everything important away from the step. Anyway, I'm just saying, unless you lost a parent at a very young age, you are actually a huge butthole for making assumptions about others' grief. Even if you did, everyone grieves differently. I bet it would suddenly become a huge deal if her dad had to start paying for what she messes up in full. My mom died in July 2020 and it just boggles my mind that someone would be so deranged to use the death of a loved one to cover for such lunatic behavior. Like, this stepsister is a huge effing butthole. Her father is an even bigger asshole for enabling this behavior and not putting her in therapy a long time ago. Original poster is definitely not the butthole. NTA, not the butthole. Holy crap. Your stepsister is an absolute terror, and her dad is enabling her. She needs lots of therapy. This is not okay. Info: can you ask your dad if you and your brother can move in with him? Or at least get help moving out together? Your mother and stepfather have shown repeatedly they won't change their behavior, and that means your stepsister won't either. Your best bet is just moving out and refusing contact with your stepsister and potentially also your stepfather. At least until stepsister gets arrested and does time. Not the butthole. Get out of there if you can. And this is nuclear, but consider calling the police the next time she destroys something of yours of monetary value. Yes, this is way over the top, but it may be the only way things are addressed. She is destroying your property. It's time for her to learn that there are consequences for actions, and it's obvious the other adults in her life aren't going to teach her that. NTA. But everyone in your house besides you and your brother are. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.